Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the channel and for another episode of the Equestrian Noob. I just got off work and I figured that I should come get a little ride in with Miss Valley. We're not going to do anything too crazy. We had such an amazing session. Last time we rode, which I think was on Monday, worked on some trot pole. You should have seen this video already. Today, I want to work a little bit on transition, and I don't know, I'm going to set up a couple of poles just for the heck of it, and we'll see if we'll see how the transition goes. I want to work on walk, trot, and trot canter transition. We'll see about the canter. I'm not too sure. She's been like super unbalanced, and I feel like I want to work on trot pole a little bit more before we work on our canter. I don't know if that makes sense, but anyway, so that's the plan. Maybe having a better contact at a trot, and I think last week was really great. I think we did really good on having, she was not necessarily on the bed at a trot, but we had a good contact, and honestly her trot felt really good. So that's what we're going to be doing depending on how this goes. I'm just going to do single pull, all spaced out like so. So we have the first one right here, and then we have another one right here. I need to move it because they're not straight at all. I don't know what they've been doing here. Everything was really messed up. So this is the plan for today, guys. Also, I think she's gonna be pissed because she's eating, which I know they feed the horses around 3:34, and she's eating right now. So usually the few times I've gotten her out in the afternoon to ride, she has been a real butthole. So she's looking at me. She's like, damn, she's here. So we'll see how she does. Fingers crossed that we have at least a decent session, but I'm not gonna get my hopes up. Hey, Valley. Oh, well, I think she's like more than halfway through. Are you eating, baby? Yummy. Hi. Hi, precious. Hello. I am not kidding you guys. I am already so sweaty. It is so hot inside because there's literally like no air, and we have like a mini breeze, and then it was kind of not overcast, but all the clouds are almost gone, so now there's not one bit of a shade in the arena. So I don't even think we're gonna work for too long because she's already sweaty from being outside and eating. So we'll see. Let's make the best out of today. Hey guys, welcome back to another GoPro episode. So in today's vlog, we were working on transition. So going from walk to trot, trot to walk. I was mainly trying to use my core muscles as well as my leg and my hand as little as possible. So Rome wasn't built in a day. Making her stop using my core, my seat and my legs has been something we've been working on, and then I kind of like wasn't working on it. So I really want to try to master it, and for Valentina to understand that when I'm tightening my core, and kind of like tightening my legs around her, especially my thigh, it means that, and I'm really sitting deep into the saddle, that I'm asking her to stop. So here we struggle a little, but she did okay-ish. I did have to do like a half halt with my hand. So we were working on that, making sure her trot was balanced. Again, as always, I'm always trying to focus on, keeping my hands really low. This is pretty much good, and keeping my toes pointing like straight up, because I feel like sometimes I have a tendency to have my toes like pointing outward, so I'm very conscientious about that. Here she was doing pretty good, and as you can see, she was picking up the trot and she was going pretty fast. So I was trying to bring her back because I really wanted her to have a nice rhythmic trot and not to like get away from me. So I'm doing that, doing half halt, and she was doing pretty good. And I had set up a few poles here, those two, and we actually ended up doing those, and oh my god guys, she just did so good. Not once she broke gait, I think, don't quote me on that. but she did really good. She had her little girlfriend up in the front, but her trot felt so much more balanced, and I was so happy. I feel like the more we're working on it, the better she is, and I feel like she's really building confidence too, so that's really good. Here I was tightening my cord, trying to make her stop, and she did pretty good. She actually took less longer to actually go back to a walk than usual. Here I didn't attempt to do a halt trot transition. She actually only did a couple of stride of like walk and then picked up the trot right away. So for her first time doing it, I was actually really impressed. She did really good on that. Here she tried to fight me a little. I mean, it wouldn't be Valentina if she wouldn't fight me a little, right? So we let Anastasia pass us, and then we walked for a little bit. All of those exercises we did on both reins because, you know, I wanted her to be equal on both sides. So we were walking a little, you know, always make sure that between exercises you make your horse walk so you don't work him too hard. Here, as you can see, she really threw her head all the way up in the air. Like, I don't know, she was like really excited. And I was trying to put her back along the fence a little bit more. But yeah, we had like a nice trot at this point. So we stopped. She actually did pretty good. And it took her a little while to go from the trot to actually to a halt. Right now she was looking straight at Morgana, like with her ears all straight up in the air. So here, same thing. I wanted her to try to pick up the trot at a halt. So I let Anastasia pass, and of course she wanted to walk on, so I try to keep her as steady and still as possible and to make myself a little bit taller. And she didn't do too bad. Again, like she probably took like just a couple of like steps, and then she went to a trot, and that was a nice trot. It was not like a lazy one. It wasn't like a false start where she would try to pick up the trot and then just break completely back to a walk or to a halt. So she actually did pretty good. Here, same thing. We picked up the trot from the walk, and she did really good, and I really wanted to work on that. And she's actually pretty good at you know, responding to my legs. We picked up a little canter. Here you can see she was trying to go faster, so I brought her back because she get all excited when picking up the canter, and I think it's because we did a lot of trail ride and we gallop. We also just canter on trail ride, and here we went back to a trot nicely. There she goes, and it was really nice because lately every time we would pick up a canter, she would try to run away from me, and then when I was trying to bring it back to a trot, she would like go to a halt. But oh my god, guys, it was so choppy. So now it was time to do the trot pole, and she went over that one really beautifully. It was really good. She was fighting me a little bit, but you know, again, guys, wouldn't be Valentina. But she kept on going. She did not break gait. We picked up a little canter on that side. She did pretty good. But you guys, look at that. She was like so excited, and then she is going to go to a halt almost immediately, or she completely skipped the trot, and it gets so choppy and she's so unbalanced. So we've been working on that a little bit, but this is not my main focus here. So we did that trot pole, and look how centered she is. Oh my goodness, I was just so happy. She was straight in between those two poles. She was straight after it, and she did not break gait. She did not break gait. And I was just so happy with her. And she kept on going. She was excited right there, but it was just fabulous. I think it was our best trot pole session since we started working on trot pole, and she did so good. Again, I feel like she's really building confidence, so we didn't stop. We kept on going, and I was like, okay, let's do it again. Like, you were straight, so like let's keep on going. Same thing, we approached the pole pretty centered, and she went over it no problem, and she was still centered for the second one, and she kept on going. And for me, guys, this is really a big win, because if you guys have been following us and watching our videos doing trot pole, especially if you look at the very first video I've posted, oh my god, she would break gait all the time. She would not be centered. I mean, don't get me wrong, if we have like one standing pole right there all by itself, she will try to avoid it. She will most of the time break gait. But when we have poles that are kind of enclosed, now she is doing so good, and I think she's going to be ready for 2 poles in a row. Look at her. Did not break gait, pretty center, kinda ish on that side. This is her weaker side, but she did not stop again, and she kept on going. And I put a lot of legs because I did not want her to think, okay, you went over those poles, now we can just stop. And she really did good. And here we had a nice downward transition, going from a nice working trot to a walk. Here I was trying again to make her pick up the trot at a halt, and she's getting antsy-pantsy, but I think it's a good exercise for her to learn how to really stand still. But she was like, Mom, I want to go. So she started pulling on the rein. I mean, you know, that's Valley, and she's gotten so much better. Same thing. I was like, no, we are not ready. She was being a little bit feisty. We did a couple side passes, which she's doing this beautifully. I'm so proud of her. So I just, did some side passes because I wanted her to go along the fence, but not necessarily to pick up a walk. And we were walking really, really slow. The goal was for her to kind of stop and kind of recollect herself. She was nicely on the bit here. And guys, she stayed on the bit at a trot. Look at that. I don't know. You guys will see the difference. But right now she is on the bit. And then she's going to go over those poles on the bit. And oh my God, this was such a big win. I'm telling you, this session was our best session so far. Straightering straight after, and then you guys will see, because then she is not on the bit, and then her head goes all the way up in the air. So she's making so much progress, and I'm just so proud of us and so proud of, you know, how far she has come. So here the goal was again to try to do a halt trot transition, and guys, she did so good. I was so proud of her. She barely took one step at a walk and then pick up the trot, and here she stopped from the trot to almost a halt, and she did so good because it was literally our first time doing this. So I'm telling you, this mare is just she's just so smart, and I feel like she's willing to learn, and she's learning really, really fast. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not a professional rider. I am an intermediate rider, and I am learning every single day. And I mean, Valentina has taught me so much in the last few months that we've been together, and I'm just really proud of how far we have come. You know, guys, everybody goes at their own pace. There is no rules on what you have to do and in which timeline, whatever works for you guys. So here we went over our little trot poles again, and same thing. I mean, I'm telling you guys, she did not break gait, not even once. She did really nice on that one too. She was nice center. Her trot and her pace did not change at all, and you can see right now we have a nice working trot. She is not trying to get away from me. She is not on the bit, but we have really good contact, and you can see it. Like when we have good contact, she is able to do a really nice downward transition. So I feel like we're really turning a new leaf here. I'm just very excited about the whole process. I feel like I'm not scared to be a little bit tougher on her. So here, as we are approaching those trot pole, I was not centered, so we are off to the side, but then we're able to recenter ourselves for the second one, and she did really good. Same thing, she didn't try to break gait. At this point here, by the time we would get down to that fence right here, I just wanted to go back to a walk using my core and everything, and it took a while because I was really trying. And see, she's like fighting here, her head is up in the air, and then she finally went back to a walk. But this one was really, really hard. I think I was probably getting tired, and I mean, guys, it was like super, super hot outside, but it was overall really good. And I can honestly say that this was the best session that we have had so far together. Good job. Come on, let's go, baby. What a good girl, Valley. Good job. Come here. Good job. Well, guys, today was a pretty good session actually. She was a little bit fussy, I would say 1/3 of it, but she did pretty good. We worked on some transition. We did halt trot. She did pretty good, and then trot to a halt. That was a little bit more difficult, so we're working on that. And then we went actually over those trot poles a few times, and she actually did pretty good. I was really surprised both directions. So we're getting there slowly but surely. So I'm gonna keep on doing just one trot pole for now till she really mastered it, no problem. And she was pretty straight, kept on going after her. So that was a win today. We did a little bit of canter, but not that much. She tried to run away from me, but I brought her back and she was good. And then she went back to a trot, which was really nice. Usually she goes to a halt really fast, and then it's really wobbly. And then we swap horses. And then how was it swapping horses? Why was it horrible?
Because I could feel her ribs.
She said she was so skinny compared to Morgana. She's a normal size, but her horse is very stocky.
No, my horse is the right size.
Well, it's the right size for you, and mine is the right size for me. It's funny how they kind of both misbehave when I was riding her horse and when she was riding mine. Like, they knew it wasn't the regular rider. Isn't that right, Valley? Yeah.
Oh my god, she's so...
But that was funny. We just did some walk trot, a little bit of canter. I did like the most comfortable like sitting trot on her horse because she has like teeny weeny strides. So that was funny. And then she tried to do sitting trot on mine. She was like, I cannot sit the trot on her. It's because her strides are way bigger because she's a bigger horse, obviously. But that was fun. That was fun. We had a good session today. It's hot as hell. That's why we've been coming at 6:37. 3:34 is a no-go. Is that right?
Hell no.
No. So for the summer, we know, never come at 3:30 or 4, just come at sundown and it will be way better. Doesn't care, she's hungry. Go finish your hay, baby girl. Alright guys, that's it for today. If you like this video, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.